Am I the a-hole for lying to my husband about going to the gym? Okay, so here's the basics. I, 27F, have been married to my husband, 34M, for 2 years, and we have 2 kids. 11M, he's adopted, and 1M. And he's a super fit guy. He likes to go camping, hiking, swimming, etc. with our adopted son. And I think that's why he wanted to adopt a kid, TBH. So very interesting. It seems like the husband here actually wanted to adopt a kid to be able to do these kinds of activities with, which is interesting because usually you could just have friends to be able to do this kind of stuff with. So it's very interesting that he wanted to go so far as to adopt a kid who is most likely probably of the age where they're able to do these kinds of activities. And it seems like it was kind of a one-sided idea. And she seems to have a little bit of resentment for this. It's very interesting, but I think we're going to understand why as we keep going. I am not overweight or anything, but I am not exactly in good shape. We tried to go on a family camping trip last fall, but about after an hour, I was just destroyed and we had to go back to the car. I hate working out. I hate being sweaty and working hard, but he was really upset with me. He thought I was keeping in shape during the day because I'm a stay-at-home mom. He doesn't understand how much work a baby is. He works in IT, so he spends all day sitting, not on his feet. Okay, so we're starting to unpack a little bit of why we were sensing some resentment in that first paragraph. So it's becoming very clear that the husband had this kind of expectation that because she was staying at home, she would have all this free time to work out, eat healthy, everything there. But I think this is a common misconception that having kids and having to stay at home and take care of them is a full-time job, and it's very taxing. It takes a ton of work. So I think that it was definitely a wrong expectation for him to have. And you know, that was something that in the back of his mind that he was expecting of her, which is pretty crazy. So that is definitely something that's a bit of a bone in the relationship right now, it seems. And I think it's only gonna get worse as we keep going here. Now, I promised to get in better shape, so he started paying for a professional child career to come over and look after the baby for 2 hours a day to give me a break. A child career, isn't that just like a nanny? I don't know why they called it a child career. He signed me up for a gym, but after a month he came home angry and told me he talked to the gym and they hadn't seen me come in once. I told him it was a mixed gym and I'm not comfortable working out around men. I promised him I'd join Curves and actually work out, and offered him he could track my phone to prove I was going. He already insists on tracking our older son's phone and lets me and our son track him, but I've always made excuses. I think it's creepy and controlling. First of all, that is definitely very controlling. To want to track your partner's phone means you just have an utter lack of trust of what they're doing. You just don't really respect their boundaries if it's something they're not comfortable with. So definitely is controlling to want to track your partner's phone if it's for any reason besides potentially for safety. I mean, I can understand wanting to track your child's phone for safety reasons, and potentially your partner's phone if that's the reason you really care about their safety, but for tracking them to make sure that they're going to the gym, that's just way too much. That's very controlling, and that's definitely going to cause a lot of resentment and a lot of concern. Very interesting that that he would go so far as to suggest getting a child nanny to give her an extra couple hours to actually go to the gym. It's kind of crazy that you would rather have your partner go to the gym rather than spend time with your actual kid, because that's honestly the most important thing about having a healthy family, is just having the time to spend together and spend with your children. So that you would rather free up some time so they can go to the gym instead of spend that time with their child and raise them is very kind of telling of what priorities this husband kind of has. I mean, you know, I'm trying to balance it because wanting your partner to be healthy and in shape is definitely important, but I mean, it's really hard to say from this paragraph if she's like obese, if she's like overweight, if her health is actually in danger and that's the main motivation, or if he just wants her to like look really good and be this kind of amazing trophy wife. It's really hard to say at this point, but you know, she obviously hasn't been going to the gym like she kind of agreed with him to do. So she was kind of lying there. She has these excuses that it's a mixed gym. I thought all gym, but I do understand her saying, you know, that the gym can be very intimidating if you've never been there before. Like, I remember the first time going to the gym, I had to go with somebody else because I had no idea what to do, and it can be very embarrassing. Honestly, he should go with her to the gym and show her how to do everything. I think that's the best case if you really feel strongly that your partner should be getting in better shape, is you should try to make it a group activity. You should go there with them, have fun doing the workout together, just, you know, talk and hang out in the gym and go through the motions there, and they'll start to feel more and more comfortable about being in that kind of location, and you can make sure that they're doing everything correctly. So if he really felt strongly that she should be working out for whatever reason, then he should not just push it on her and be like, hey, I bought you the gym membership, you're good to go. There's a lot more that goes into working out than just having the membership. He should really be there every step of the way and be a little bit more supportive and guiding her in this for sure. But let's see, I think it's gonna keep divulging. So I drive to the gym and I think I hate the gym. I hate working out, and I'm an adult, god damn it. So I just waited in my car. Sometimes I wait in the cafe next to the gym or something, but I just haven't gone to the gym at all for the last 2 months, and he keeps asking me how I'm feeling and keeps saying that it's great, that I'm enjoying it. But yesterday he was waiting for me when I came home, and he asked how the gym was, but I said that it was great. He asked if I have any problems, and I said no. Asked me if I showered at the gym, and I said yeah. Then he pulled out my gym bag and took it out of my car 2 days ago, and he realized I never washed my gym clothes. Okay, so basically he's not believing that she's going to the gym. And I mean, I can understand how he was able to tell that, because anybody who goes to the gym for the first time in their life, that first month, they're gonna be feeling so much pain, like so many DOMs and soreness all over their body just from doing the motions. Like the first time you go to the gym, I remember the first time I went to the gym and did bicep curls for the first time, I literally, my arm was like locked like this, like I couldn't fully straighten it. I even pulled my jaw. Like, I feel like I pulled my jawbone doing a bench press for the first time because I was like clenching my teeth so hard. It was hard to eat. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how you pull your jaw doing the bench press. But obviously anybody who goes to the gym for the first time and is actually in there is gonna feel pretty sore. And they're probably gonna be complaining that they don't know what they're doing because they don't. So he was on to her and that makes sense. And I mean, I think her behavior here is a little bit childish, to be honest. Like, to just go there, just sit and wait. I mean, it's fine if you think that you shouldn't have to go to the gym, but to like go to the gym and then just waste a couple hours and waste all this money and this time just to sit around and do nothing. It's not that you're acting like an adult, you're kind of acting like a child because you're trying to spite whoever was trying to force you to do this. And I'm not saying that his reasons are valid for wanting her to do this. I'm just saying that the way that she went about it to discuss this and argue this is just not good. It just looks like they don't have a good sense of communication here. Like, she doesn't feel, or she's not in the state where she can just say like, hey, no, I don't think I have to do this, and I don't like that you want me to do this, or I don't want to do it this way. You know, she just kind of spited him and sat in her car and kind of wasted all this money and time. Like, you know, she could have just said no and then spent that time with their kid instead. Or she could have said no and they could have figured out something else. Like, this just was not a productive way to go about doing this. So I think she was a little bit wrong in doing it like this, and I think that just creates a lot of resentment and lack of trust between the two of them. And I think he's kind of a dick for trying to force her in this way to go to the gym. It's just not a really good way. And it's just gonna make her resent any kind of physical activity that they wanna do together, because there's gonna be this huge expectation. Anyways, he says he's pissed, says I lied to him. I told him he kept pressuring me and it's making me really uncomfortable. He's been sleeping in his home office for the last week. I don't get the big deal. I told him I'll go to the gym, but I told him I'll go to the gym for real, but he says he doesn't care anymore and walks away. I mean, I think both people are in the wrong here for sure. She shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have lied to him, but the way that he's going about it is definitely wrong too. And she's saying that she's gonna go to the gym again, but I mean, I don't blame him for not trusting her, because if you're willing to go out of the way and just sit around for 2 hours for like a couple months straight and not do anything, it's kind of like telling, like, you're willing to really go that far to just not go to the gym. At the end of the day, I think they're both in the wrong. I think he's definitely in the wrong for wanting her to be this super fit mom that is also a stay-at-home mom, kind of like almost like a trophy wife. I don't understand like his motivations 100%. Like maybe he really does want her to just be able to do these activities with them, and that's fine, but he really shouldn't go about it that way. So am I the a-hole? I think he more of an a-hole, but I think she is also at fault, like definitely also an a-hole here, for sure.